Hello, dear friends. Let's continue reading The Prince and the Pauper, the story that we started in our previous program. Okay, we will start from here. So last time, we'll look at what happened last time. We were looking at the prince and at Tom, how they were, what happened to them. The prince was educated, he had a tutor who was teaching him, and Tom, his father, made him go and beg for money. Now we continue. So let's read from here. But Tom too had his tutor. There was also someone who tutored Tom. If you don't remember from the last time what tutor is a private teacher, and again you can see Turkish here, so I will switch like this right now. This tutor, who was the tutor? Look, this is Tom in his green clothes, and this is his tutor with a book. And this is the jacket. He has a jacket and he has white hair. He's older. So it looks like it's the same room. In this room where his father was beating here, now in a similar room. Maybe in the same house. Or maybe in the priest's house. I don't know. Because, yeah, as I just mentioned, this was a priest. What is a priest? A priest is a minister of the Catholic, Orthodox, or Anglican Church, somebody who performs rites. Rites is rituals. Rites are rituals, religious rituals. So it is somebody who, a minister, there are ministers like prime minister, but this is a different minister. This is a religion, minister of religion. A religion servant who serves people. He's called minister. You see the Turkish here. So, Father Andrew. Okay, priests are called fathers sometimes. Father Andrew, a kindly old priest who lived nearby. Kindly, you know the word kind? Kind, but we'll look at kindly. Kindly is an adverb. Here you can see the adverb, but it also is an adjective. So, for instance, she said kindly, which means this, probably number 2 in Turkish. She said kindly. And here he was a kindly man, which means he was warm-hearted or gentle man. You can see here. So he was a kindly old priest who lived nearby. Nearby is not far, but near. And here is what they talk. He says, Father Andrew says, "Are you sure you know today's Latin lesson perfectly, Tom? Are you sure?" Sure means for sure, certainly, no doubts, sure. Are you sure you know today's Latin lesson perfectly? Perfectly is absolutely well, everything, very well. So what is the Father Andrew teaching Tom? He's teaching him Latin, the language that maybe at that time the Bible, the book that Christian people are using, like the priest, the holy book, the Bible. At that time in the Catholic Church they were using the Latin text as the holy text of the Bible, and anyway, Latin was the language that was popular at that time. Like today we learn English at school, usually English is an important language. At that time Latin was an important language. So obviously Father Andrew is teaching Latin to Tom. He's asking, "Are you sure you know today's Latin lesson perfectly, Tom?" Tom says, "Oh yes, Father Andrew. And now please tell me another story about princes and kings and castles. So after the priest finishes his Latin lesson, Tom wants to hear some stories from him. So he says, yes, I know the Latin lesson, today's lesson very well. Now, please tell me another story, one more story, a different story. Because when he came yesterday or last week, when he came before, he already told Tom some stories about princes. You know what princes is, I'm sure. Prince is a king's son, prince, like here, this is the prince. Princes, in plural, not one, but many different princes. And kings, that's like prince's father. And castles. And castle is, let me look at what castle is. It's a large building. You see the pictures of castles here. So this is, you probably understand what castle is. Castle. Especially in the medieval period. You know medieval period, what it means? Of the medieval period. It was built. Let me type medieval. Okay, well, we see the Turkish here. It means of the Middle Ages. Yeah, middle, orta, age, çağ. Middle Ages, so it's medieval. Okay, we will go from there. So, castles. Yeah, interesting stories. He wants more stories because the priest knows good stories, and it's very interesting for Tom to hear those stories. Now the narrator says, the storyteller of this book says, the more stories Tom heard, the more he dreamed about princes. The more. That means that Tom heard stories. He heard one story, he dreamed about princes a little bit. Then he heard second story, he dreamed about princes more. Then he heard the third story, he dreamed even more. So every time he heard more and more stories, he also dreamed about princes and kings and castles more and more. Dream, you know what dream means. It's like this. He is dreaming here in this picture. Tom is dreaming. He's thinking about them and he takes pleasure in, you see, wow, there's a lady here, a lady. And there is a dragon here, like evil power. Dragon, you know, dragon, let me see. Dragon. Wow, here. Dragon, okay. A mythical monster. And there is the white horse. Horse, this animal. The white horse. And there is someone here, like prince probably. And he's thinking about this story. He says, worry not, my lady. Prince Tom have come to rescue you. Pardon. I said save because rescue actually means save. Let's look at the word rescue. Rescue. Yeah, it is save. You see, it is save someone from a dangerous or distressing situation. From a dangerous situation. Rescue. So he imagines, you know, imagine. He imagines. Here, imagine. Yeah. It have like image of something. He imagines in his mind, here in his head, in his mind, he imagines that he is on the white horse. He is a prince. And he imagines a young lady and she's in danger because of the dragon. And he comes as a hero to rescue her. He says, worry not. Normally, in English today, we should say, do not worry or don't worry. Like, don't worry, don't have this feeling of trouble or don't have this feeling of anxiety. But Don't worry, be happy. Like, relax, be calm. Don't be afraid. Don't worry. But in the old times, this is an old style to say worry not. It's a very, I could say, poetic or high style. High style, saying worry not, my lady. I, Prince Tom, have come to rescue you. We move next, and we see the narrator saying again, and the more Tom dreamed about princes, the more princely he became. Okay, well, that's interesting. And we see the picture when Tom here is standing in a pose. He's standing in a pose, you know, his feet, look, his feet, his legs, his arms, his hands, his head is all has this dignity, as if he is a prince, as if he is not poor Tom. So the more Tom dreamed about princes, the more he dreamed of being a prince. You know, he dreamed like, I would like to be a prince, and I want to be a prince, and I want to have this kind of experience. The more he dreamed about princes, the more princely he became. He became. You know what became means, of course. Became is the past tense of become. Become. To begin to be. To begin to be more princely. Let's look at the word princely. Prince, you know, prince, princely. Okay, here's the Turkish translation of the princely, but let's see what it says. So it is of a prince or held by a prince. And so it is something that is like prince. So princely means he was like prince himself. He behaved like prince. He talked like prince. He was all like prince. And remember that he also looked like prince very much. Prince looked like Tom. Tom looked like prince. And now he behaved like prince. Behave, you know, he acted like prince. So there are other children here, a girl and a boy. And Tom says, "What knave! You doubt my word when I tell you I earned 5 pence today? Go from me, go." Now the word knave is a special kind of archaic word. You see, archaic means it's not used today, but it is an old word. Let's see. Yeah, now it's used in cards for jack. Okay, if we click on jack, we see jack is in cards. I think, where is jack in cards? I don't know. Okay, here is jack in cards. This man in cards is jack. So now they also call him knave. Knave, but in archaic, in the old language, it would mean a dishonest man. Just like here, these words in Turkish. A dishonest man, a villain, you know, villain. Villain. Yeah, a character with evil actions, so kind of villain. So he says, "What knave?" What? Like, what? What do I hear? I cannot believe it. What? "You doubt my word?" Doubt means don't believe. Think that maybe it's not true. "You doubt my word when I tell you I earned 5 pence today?" Earned means I worked, and after I worked, I got this money as a wage, as somebody paid me for work. That's called I earned. I earned 5 pence. Pence is like kurush. So you don't believe me? I tell you that I worked and I received this money, 5 pence, and you don't believe me? But he calls him knave. Yes, it's an old language, and also he acts like princely kind of way. And he says, "Go from me, go." And these children, I don't know, this cloud, white cloud, is it the speech of the boy or is it the speech of the girl? Well, anyway, doesn't matter. Somebody says, "What's got into you, Tom? You talk so funny." Got into means like inside. What's got into you? Like what entered you? What came inside of you, you talk very funny. Funny is like you make us laugh. You talk like very, in a comic way, you talk so funny. And then we see in this side that Tom is again acting as a prince. And this is something like a sword here. Sword. Sword is something in a battle the warriors they have in their hands, and they cut with it and they kill with it. They hit with it. It's sword. It's written this way with W here, sword. Here are swords. It's a weapon. So let's read. Tom's friends were first amused, then awed. Tom even organized a royal court. Well, there are some difficult words here. First of all, amuse. Amuse. You can see the Turkish, but also let's look at the English. To amuse means to cause somebody to become a reason. To why? Because somebody finds something funny. To entertain. That's like this word in Turkish. To amuse, or to give some interesting occupation for somebody. To do some interesting work or play means to amuse yourself. Amuse themselves, or amuse somebody else. Give them an interesting work, interesting play, interesting occupation. So Tom's friends were first amused. So they first found it funny. It seemed funny to them. Then awed. Awe is awe. This A-W-E word means it's awe. It's just letter O. It means a feeling of not just respect, but reverential respect. It's like very high respect, mixed with fear or wonder. Like maybe this Turkish word hushu explains it better, not korku. So korku is just fear, but it's fear and wonder and respect, deep respect. So when he says that they were awed, it is using the verb inspire with awe. So what he did inspired them. Let me inspire them. Okay, let me show you awed. Filled with awe or wonder. So he filled them with awe. First, it made them, they looked at it like funny thing, but then they were filled with this awe, with this sense of wonder, fear, and respect, and something like that. So Tom's friends were first amused, then awed. Tom even organized a royal court. You know what royal court is? Royal means that something that belongs to the king. Royal. And court is in the palace, king's palace, there is a court. One meaning of the court is mahkeme. This is wrong. This is not the one that we need. It's where judges are, but we need this saray. So this is a area, open or covered area. No, not for games. No, not tennis court. No, that's wrong. It's a different area. It's we need to show more meanings. Yes. Okay, where is it? Well, probably here it is. A sovereign's residence, like a king's residence, and also the establishment, the courtiers of a sovereign, the people who surround him, also can be called the court. Relations between the king and the court, the people who are very close to him. There might be more Turkish meanings to that, but we understand here court as residence where king lives, and the court of the king. And so a royal court is the court of the king, where king lives. So Tom even organized them a royal court. Well, of course, court is also a judgment. So does it really mean that he organized like a judgment to judge that person? We will see from what they speak, from the context. But I think it's the residence, like what happens at the king's palace. So Tom says, I dub you first lord of the royal footwear. It would be your duty to put on my shoes if I had shoes. So I dub, that's an interesting word. It's probably also an older word, or yeah, it's something that you usually don't use the word dub for. Today we use the word dub mainly for dubbing movies like this, to make a copy of a sound or video recording, provide a film soundtrack. So, but to dub is like to dress. Dress? Probably that's what it means here, to dress. So, oh, no, it's not dress. It's I dub you. Here it means to give an unofficial name or nickname. Make somebody a knight. All right, so you see, it's important when you work with dictionaries, it's important to look at different definitions. These are called definitions. Definition 1, definition 2, definition 3. So you see, I did not know what dub means here, because it's a rare word, but it's used very specially, like to make somebody a knight by the ritual touching of the shoulder with a sword. Is what he is doing. He touches his shoulder with a sword. So he's making him a knight. What is knight? It's not night like a night like day and night. In this case, you don't put K in the beginning. You just write night. But with K, it is pronounced in the same way, knight, but it is this, chevalier. So he says, I now name you as the first lord of the royal footwear. So he names them lord. That's like a title of a knight of the royal footwear. A footwear is just shoes or something like shoes. Not necessarily shoes. All kinds of different things that you can wear on your feet. Like this probably, right? Royal footwear means the king's whatever. But you should pay attention that I think Tom doesn't have any Tom doesn't use footwear. He is barefooted. Let me show you what barefooted is. Barefooted. Barefooted. Or barefoot. Also it's barefoot or barefooted here. It means wearing nothing on the feet. Without wearing anything on the feet. So he is barefooted. So he says, I dub you the first lord of the royal footwear, which means I name you the first knight of the royal whatever I wear on my feet as a king, as a prince. Be your duty. It would be your duty to put on my shoes if I had shoes. That's a bit funny, comic, right? It would be your duty to put on my shoes if I had shoes. This is a condition sentence. You know what condition is? Let me show you. This is a condition sentence. Condition. If. It would be if I had. So he tells him that it will not be your duty because he doesn't have shoes. But if I had shoes, he says, if I had, it would be your duty. What is duty? Duty is something that you should do, something like your responsibility. Something like your responsibility, a task or action that you are required to perform. So this guy, this boy, would put on Tom's shoes. He would do it, but he will not do it because Tom doesn't have shoes. But if he had shoes, he would do this. It would be his duty to put on my shoes. Put on means just to put on his feet. And this guy says, "Oh, thank you, Prince Tom. Oh, thank you, Prince Tom." Well, that's it. And at this point, I will stop for now. If this format has helped you and if you have enjoyed it, do not hesitate to leave a comment. Well, do you know what hesitate is? Hesitate. Tereddüt. So, do not hesitate to leave a comment and a like if this video has been helpful to you. If you want more videos like this, if you want me to continue this story. Thank you very much. Everybody, have a good day, good night. Bye bye.